Hey friends, it is Wednesday, January 11th, and we are kicking off the second half of the second week of the Three Rivers Challenge. Tonight we are having chili and cornbread. I asked my husband last night, what does he want to eat, right? Chili and cornbread weren't on the menu tonight, but I really wanted to see what he wanted to eat. So that's what he requested. That's what we're gonna make. Pretty simple. I already have some beans here cooked. I did a 1/3 cup black beans, a 1/3 cup kidney beans, and a 1/3 cup pinto beans, all in the Instant Pot. I do it around 22-23 minutes, high pressure, natural release, drain them, rinse them, and our beans are ready. So I'm going to brown some meat. I've got a little leftover chicken stock from a pint that I opened from last night's meal. I'm gonna use the rest of this tromboncino squash from the other night. And I have a pint of barbecue sauce that I canned in August of 2021. We've eaten through this, a couple of jars so far. It's okay. But it's gonna be perfect to get used up in our chili. I also have a pound of ground venison on the counter that I took out last night. That's what we're gonna use as venison tonight for our chili. I've got onion. What else I can throw in? That's the beauty of chili, is you just throw stuff in and it's delicious. And then once I get this in the Instant Pot, I'm gonna just kind of put it on the slow cook. I'm not really gonna bring it to pressure, just slow cook for a few hours, and then we'll get the cornbread going. Can you smell that? Okay, so all I added was just a bunch of spices and seasonings. Salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion granules, cumin, coriander, smoked paprika, chili powder, oregano. I think that's it. I like to add my spices in with the meat. I think it just helps flavor the meat rather than just putting in with all the liquids. I've got 3 cloves garlic, half of an onion, okay, I'm also going to add in a quart of tomato sauce that I canned last August. I turned the Instant Pot off. I had it on saute while I was cooking the meat, but I've turned it off because I'm going to put it on slow cook in just a minute here. But I'm trying to get the right consistency with liquid to solids, and I think I've got it. There's 2 more things I'm gonna put in. This is a green powder that I made last, I don't know, spring or fall. It's basically kale, chard, and some other greens that I dehydrated and then pulverized into a powder. So I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that, just for some greens and added nutrition. The last thing I'm gonna add, y'all remember this? I'm gonna add some of this to our chili.
Why does my mom keep whispering?
She said, why does my mom keep whispering to you guys? Okay, hopefully that won't be too noticeable there. I'm gonna mix all this in. I'm gonna put it on slow cook, and it's gonna be like that for probably about 3 to 3.5 hours, and it'll be really delicious when it's time to eat dinner. So get all of this done, get this cleaned up, and then we'll start on the cornbread. So now that the chili is in the Instant Pot, we're gonna get our cornbread going. I use Jill Winger's recipe in the Prairie Homestead cookbook. I really like this book. I've made this recipe many times. It's always really good. Page 175. So in this bowl, I've got 1 cup of, it's all-purpose flour in here. I have got like whole wheat flour that I ground. 1 cup cornmeal, a tablespoon of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And then I've got in here about a 1/4 cup of unsalted butter melted. I took 2 eggs from our water glassed limed egg stash. And I've got, it calls for milk. I'm actually going to use my kefir because I need to use that. And then it calls for honey and green chilies. I'm actually going to use some of my cowboy candy in here along with some of the syrup in here instead of honey. So we're going to mix all of the liquid ingredients together, and then we're going to mix the liquid in with the dry. My oven is preheating to 400 degrees. I've got my cast iron skillet already in there with some butter in there, just kind of heating up as well. Okay, 1 cup milk. The kefir is a little chunky. And then we're gonna add in some of the syrup here, as well as some of the chilies. Now, I probably should chop those chilies up, but I don't feel like it, so it'll be fine. Okay, and now we're going to mix the liquid into the dry. Just until combined. Now in her recipe, she adds in about 1.5 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and I've done that and it is so good. But we only have so much cheddar right now, and I want to save that to actually top the chili with. So I'm not going to be adding that in here. Okay, and we're going to bake this for 25 minutes. Dinner served. Welcome back, friends. It's Thursday, January 12th, 12th day of the 3 Rivers Challenge. I wanted to update you on the sprouts before we get started on dinner for today. Look at these beauties. Aren't they pretty? So I've just been rinsing. I was rinsing 3 to 4 times a day in the very beginning for the first probably 2 to 3 days. And then I went down to about 2 to 3 times a day. I think yesterday I did twice. And so far I've done once or twice today. But what I've done, what you're gonna wanna do after they really start to sprout is put them in a window. You want them to get some sunlight so they can get the beautiful green color, right? That's really important, the chlorophyll from the sun. So I'm gonna put those back in my window. They are going to be ready and perfect for our sandwich tomorrow. So dinner tonight is going to be chicken with some rice and a little home canned green tomato curry. I got this recipe from the 1870s homestead last fall. In fact, I canned this in October of 2022. I haven't tried it. I have this quart and 2 pints worth, and it was really just something that that you kind of make at the end of the season, right? With all of your green tomatoes that you don't let get ripen before the first frost or whatnot. So you have all these green tomatoes. It's like, what are you going to do with them? So I made this green tomato curry. So I have some chicken breasts thawing in the fridge. My plan, I say this to you, right? And then I go do it because I'm hoping it goes according to plan. But my plan is really to saute the chicken breasts in probably a little bit of coconut oil in the Instant Pot, get them cooked through. I'll probably chop them into either strips or chunks and saute them in the coconut oil, add some salt and pepper. And then I'll put the Instant Pot back onto a slow cook setting and add in my curry, and then I'll cook the rice just on the stove separate. Very simple dinner tonight, but it'll be a good way to see if this is good. I may actually add some coconut milk as well. I just thought of that. I may do that too. We'll see.
Boiling?
Yep, be careful. Make sure it's over the pan. Pour it in. Good, I gotta get.
Sorry.
It's okay. Good.
It's okay.
Yeah, stir it around.
Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta go over this. Pour it in.
What's that?
Okay, so I changed it to slow cook. The chicken is really cooked, so it's just a matter about warming that sauce in. I also opened a quart of home canned wax beans. I'm gonna add them in as well. I was cooking the rice on the stove. You saw that was chicken stock that I'm cooking it in, just to add a little bit more flavor and all of the amazing nutritional properties of the bone broth into the rice. I've got some bread cut. We'll have some buttered bread with our rice and our curry. Pretty simple. Okay, I'm just adding the coconut cream and not the water because I don't want it too watery. Dinner is served. Actually, I need to redo that because I don't know if you caught at the very end of the last video, my daughter is very upset that I'm not saying bon appetit because last year during the challenge, that is what I'd said. So, bon appetit. Hey friends, it's Friday, January 13th. Friday the 13th. And it's the 13th day of the Three Rivers Challenge. And as I talked about either in last week's video or the previous video for this week, we are having a special sandwich for dinner tonight. It is called a turkey stack. And so a week ago, if you followed along, I have been growing our own sprouts for our sandwich. Look how beautiful they look. Wonderfully green and sprouted. Now, again, I have been watering these and giving them some water about twice a day now, maybe morning and evening. I did it again this morning, and that's all I'm gonna do, right? Because I don't want to have wet sprouts for when we make our sandwich for dinner. So keep it upside down, let the water drain out, but I just wanted to show you those sprouts. So it's really good to give your sprouts a good 5 to 7 days to reach their full size and green color and just like a hearty sprout on any type of meal that you can wish to have them on. The other thing we're gonna put on our sandwich is roasted red peppers. Now you can buy roasted red peppers in the store. They come in cans and jars, or you can make your own. And these are red peppers that we grew in our own garden last summer. I roasted and vacuum sealed these in October of 2022. So I took them out of the freezer, just one package out of the freezer earlier today to let them thaw. Now, roasting red peppers is one of the easiest things you could do, and they can be quite expensive. So I think probably in the future I'll show you how we do it, but I can briefly talk you through it. You really just take your red pepper, put it in a glass casserole dish under the broiler, and you really want to blister the skin, get it good and burnt and black, and then you'll turn it every few minutes, right, just to make sure it's getting blistered across all of it. Once that's done, take it out. Put some sort of cover on top of that dish, whether it be plastic wrap or transfer them to a bowl with a lid, and you want the steam to help permeate and loosen the skin from the actual flesh and meat of the pepper. I usually let it sit for anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, come back, take that skin off, and then you have the most gorgeous roasted red peppers. And you can easily take out the inside with the core and the seeds. That's it. So that's what I did. So our sandwich is going to have wheat bread, which I am making today, and you'll have probably have already seen that in a separate video as part of our 365 bread challenge. Herbed dill mayo. It's just regular mayonnaise with some dill added in. We're going to do our turkey breast, our sprouts, our roasted red pepper, and the highlight of the sandwich, dill Havarti cheese. I made this cheese in October of 2022. It has been ripening in the cheese cave. It is ready to open. I can't wait. That's what we're gonna do right now. This cheese is vacuum sealed. We're going to cut a hunk of it off to keep in our refrigerator. And then I'm gonna vacuum seal the remaining and put it back in the cheese cave, because I don't need a Havarti this big in our refrigerator. Oh, it smells amazing. Wait, let's cut into it. This is a really big event here on our house, on our homestead, is to cut open a homemade cheese. It is one of my favorite events. Look at how beautiful that cheese is. So now I have to try it. Oh my goodness. It's creamy. It's subtle. It's not sharp. It's very subtly sharp. It tastes just like a dill Havarti you'd get in the store. So excited. Okay, I am gonna vacuum seal probably 3/4 of this and then keep some out for our sandwich. So because it's Friday, it's the beginning of the long weekend, we are going to have a special dessert with our dinner tonight. I have these canned apples. It's basically like an apple pie filling, except I don't can it with what's called clear gel. Clear gel is a thickening agent, right? If you ever have like a cherry pie, apple pie, and it has that really thick gel-like consistency, that's from clear gel or some other similar type of product. And I have found that when I can with clear gel, it expands like crazy, and I just never get a good seal. The first time I did this, I think, was either in 2019 or 2020, and I had to reprocess my jars probably 3 times because it just kept expanding no matter how low I took it. So in 2021, I decided I'm no longer canning with clear gel, and then if I want to make an apple pie, I can always add to it right before I bake and cook the pie. However, I'm not making apple pie today. I'm gonna make some apple turnovers. I have 1 pie crust left in the freezer. I took it out this morning. That's now in the refrigerator thawed. And I'm gonna roll that out, and we're gonna make like little apple pie pockets. I have this really cute like pierogi pocket maker that I got for Christmas, I think a year and a half ago. And so we're gonna use this. Now, I'm gonna roll out the dough, and I found a bowl that is the same exact circumference of my pierogi maker. And we're gonna roll out the dough, create our little discs, put the disc onto the maker, fill it, bake it, and have some little apple turnovers or apple pockets for dessert tonight. All right, it made 7 pockets. I'm going to put these in the oven at 375 for about 20 to 25 minutes. Well, they look good. I'm ready to actually eat one before the kids even come home, but they're obviously way too hot. I'm going to take the parchment paper off of the cookie sheet and just let them cool on the parchment paper, but on the counter, so that more heat isn't just coming in. But yeah, I think the kids are gonna love these. It's time. It's finally time to put this sandwich together. I've been thinking about this sandwich for a week. It's finally time. So, baked some gorgeous honey whole wheat bread. If you didn't see that video, click above and you can see how I made this bread. I'm really happy with it. Made it just for this sandwich. You can easily use some lunch meat. I'm using some turkey breast from the freezer that I've thawed. I'm not a huge fan of lunch meat, never have, so I think it's perfect with actual just a real sliced turkey breast. We've got our dill Havarti. Okay, so I've got some homemade mayonnaise here that I just put some dill in to kind of make it a dill mayo. And there's the turkey stock. Bon appetit. Now I get to eat it. So many memories brought back. Isn't it funny how food does that? I haven't probably eaten a sandwich like this or this type of sandwich in over 20 years. Yeah. It's just as good as I remember. Hey friends, it is Saturday, January 14th, and we've had a very busy day here, but I just wanted to let you know I'm not cooking. We have so many leftovers left in the fridge, from the tomato curry to turkey sandwiches from last night, and I think even a little bit of chili left from the other night. So we're just eating leftovers tonight. Nothing's getting cooked. Mama gets a night off, and I'm grateful for that. So thank you for joining us this week. Tomorrow we kick off the 3rd week. I can't even believe we're in the 3rd week of January already. The 3rd week of the 3 Rivers Challenge. Stay healthy. Take care. See you next time.